Sometimes people don't want to work with some people also because sometimes there are some insecurities, and I can understand that also, as hurtful that it may be at that point of time. I don't mean to validate it. I don't think it should happen, but I can understand why somebody would feel insecure about some other actor or something. Because I don't have any bucket list, because I feel the moment I make a list, then I'm limiting myself. So this is like somebody very close to me once said that life is an adventure. So for me, my acting career is an adventure.
Hi everyone, welcome to peepingmoon.com. I am Rashita Sahani, and today we have with us a very special guest, welcoming Gulshan for his upcoming film Foot Fairy. Hi Gulshan, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
Okay, I'm good too. So Gulshan, tell me something. How did you come on board? Because I watched the trailer of it and it looked very thrilling and exciting. So how was the entire procedure like?
Thank you. I was approached by the producers, so they wanted me to have a short meeting with the writer director Kanish Verma, which I did. He gave me the script. I read the script. I really enjoyed reading it, and I really enjoyed particularly the ending. I really enjoyed that one, and that kind of excited me. And then I got back to them. I expressed my interests in their offer, and then of course all the negotiations all went really well. So that's how I became part of this movie.
Okay. And you play the character of a cop. So how different was it? Because earlier I interviewed you during Afsos, so we talked about your character back then also. So it was a complex one. Here you play the character of a cop. So what was
Yeah.
your approach like in this one?
I play a CBI officer, so not just a cop. The
Acha,
CBI,
okay.
and CBI is really popular these days. So we're kind of cashing in on that popularity.
Yeah.
Every person, there's a person inside. That's more important rather than what they're playing, the post, like their job. Like, be it a cop or a lawyer or anybody it is. It's eventually a person. Every person and every individual makes a certain thing interesting or not interesting depending on the situation they are. So my approach is always to try and understand the person rather than get into too much research about procedural matters, or like how would cops behave, think, and all that. Because how they behave and think outside of the procedure is also influenced by what sort of people they are, and that's what makes a story interesting also. Like when you're telling a story, you're more interested in actually the person rather than the cop or the position that they hold, and how that person and the decisions that person or perspective that person has will take the story forward. So a lot of the procedural matters were already there in the script, which Kanishk had researched through various books that he had read, and he had his various influences also from other cinema and other directors and all that. So which was already there. So there was nothing that I had to do there. So I had to really just pay attention on who the person is. I'm playing Vivan Deshmukh, who's a CBI officer, who's supposed to be very intelligent, very bright, with a high success rate in terms of in solving cases, and he's one of the top and bright officers in the CBI. So and the reason why he is given this case, because it's a very complex case that nobody else is being able to solve. So that's exactly it. So then my focus was to always try and understand, or try and create a certain understanding of who this person could be, which I could. That's my attempt, working on my own also, and at times in tandem with the director and his vision.
Okay. And in one of your interviews that I read, you said that Foot Fairy is actually a homage to Tooth Fairy.
Only
So,
by name, yeah.
by name. Okay. And the hashtag that says that, there is nothing fairy tale like in the film, right? So, while working on it, how was your experience and exposure like?
I had a very pleasant experience because the team was very organized. Kanishk was very meticulous and organized. there was a lot of pre-production work that he did along with the actors also. So we knew exactly every scene really well. We knew each other's lines, and we did a lot of readings and rehearsals and countless discussions about like scenes and characterizations or ideas, plot points, all those things. And he was very welcoming of any kind of ideas that as actors we would put forth also. This is not on set, this is all pre-production. So I really enjoyed that process. And me having come from theater, most of my acting experience, earlier acting experience, and my education also in acting has been through theater. So rehearsal is a very important part of theater, making theater. So when you can sort of replicate that, no, if not exactly, when you can have a similar feeling, when you take the same idea and you discuss the scene, you say it over and over, that repetition also kind of reveals a lot of things about the scene and about what your character is playing. So I could do that with this film a lot more than some of the other films that I have done in a group, that is. So I really enjoyed that process. I really enjoyed it. And then once we were on set, it became really easy for us because we knew exactly what marks to hit and what to do. And it was only about understanding the blocking in that given situation, in that space. But we were very aware of what we had to do, each one of us had to do. So that made things really easy for us.
Okay. And when the audience watched you in Mard Ko Dard Hota Hai, Mard Ko Dard Nahi Hota, I'm so sorry. So you got a lot of appreciation for your part, for the part that you played. And there were a lot of people who enjoyed watching you in that role also. Do you think after that film, the approach of directors and filmmakers offering you projects also kind of their perspective also changed?
This happens with every project, to be like honest with you. With every project that comes out, some people, certain kinds of offers start to come. So I almost don't expect it, like it's almost a given. So this has been happening from Shaitan days, and then there was Eight Story and there was Ram Leela, and every time something happened, Hunter after Hunter, there was like, there was a certain perception, and I'm really enjoying kind of, sometimes changing perceptions also. So I'm really enjoying that. And after Marj Ko Dard Nahi Hota, there was certain kind of characters, or of a certain physicality that I was being considered to. A lot of them were I didn't want to be part of because I thought like I wasn't particularly interested in them because I thought I was repeating myself or things like that. But some were interesting, and I'm pursuing some of those. But this happens every time.
Okay. And what is it with Mirzapur? Because I read a tweet of yours, and then you mentioned that I got a part in it, and it is ironically it's also coming almost this like it's coming on 23rd October. Yours is coming on 24th October. So what's the scene?
I'm not in Mirzapur at all. I'm not in
Okay.
Mirzapur. I might have been like teasing them or something like that, like Mirzapur. I like the show. A lot of my friends are in the show. It's like my way of showing support to them, to my friends also. And but I am not part of Mirzapur at all.
Okay.
But Vijay is in it. Vijay is a friend of mine. Ali is in it.
Mm-hmm.
Ali is a friend of mine. And Vikrant was in it previous season. So like, and Pankaj Tripathi, although he's not, I can't really call him my friend, but he's like somebody I really admire. So there's a lot of people who are in it, who I'm very, who are like people from my circle and group and friends. So I kind of have a lot of, I support them also to the outside.
Okay. And Bollywood as an industry in the past few months was like hit a lot. There was backlash, and there were people, hitting at the industry. But I also saw that you were very open talking about it, and you also told that nepotism is not the real problem; it is favoritism. So, how often have you faced it in a 10-year long career in your own journey?
I many times I don't know of every instance when it's happened, but there have been some instances where I've been in and out of films because decisions change. So that has happened a few times that I can remember. Sometimes people don't want to work with some people also because sometimes there are some insecurities, and I can understand that also, as hurtful that it may be at that point of time.
Yeah.
I don't mean to validate it. I don't think it should happen, but I can understand why somebody would feel insecure about some other actor or something, because many times people have worked really hard to be in the position that they are, and they are scared that they may be overshadowed intentionally, unintentionally, and all that. my intention is never overshadow anybody. I always want to work along with other people and create something together. And that's the whole joy of being an actor, is to sort of, that it's, you're a solo artist in a group activity. So I enjoy that. Some instances, yeah, it has happened, I do remember, but instances where it's not happened, I don't really know. But it happens to everybody. Even to really big stars, you'll be surprised it happens that sometimes really big stars have signed films and the shooting has already started and they're not taking it. I've heard of such things also.
Okay. And what about this poetic andaz of yours on Twitter that I saw, 2, 3 tweets and
Baba
one.
Sehgal. It's all Baba Sehgal's fault or like his blessing. Like he's all mere Guruji Baba Sehgal ji. I'm just following his footsteps.
Okay, and there
By
was
the way,
this
Baba Sehgal
particular.
has written
Yes.
a lot of, sorry to say this, but Baba Sehgal has written some dodgy lyrics also. But those were the times, the early 90s, जहाँ पे stalker lyrics were not really considered to be dodgy. लेकिन आज के ज़माने में वो उसका मतलब ठीक से समझ आता है. So, but like he's also having fun on Twitter, and sometimes I see that I might have been like moderately influenced by him.
Okay. So yeah, there was this particular tweet of yours which was, related to Kangana Ranaut about the Queen part. And then I also, in an interview, you said that not a lot, like not many things that she's currently saying are sincere. There is a sense of insincerity even there. So what about that? Do you think this entire debate is somewhat now becoming unnecessary?
I don't know if it is necessary or unnecessary, but I always try to concern myself with having the right perspective about things. And when I look at it from a reasonably detached position, because I have nothing to gain or lose from any of these things, it seems insincere. And then I don't want to support anything which is insincere. So this is just my observation. Whether it's necessary or not, I am not really sure. But if somebody is being insincere, then that is definitely unnecessary.
Okay.
Insincerity is unnecessary. Whether the topics need to be discussed and some kind of change or reform has to be brought about there or not is valid. But then it depends on the sincerity of the person who's asking these or pointing these things out.
Okay. And now that, we are all, of course, cinema halls are opening soon, but with web creating a lot of buzz these days, do you think web is the new ball game?
I'm not sure that it's a new ball game, but it's definitely empowered a lot of people, web and now television also, like in the case of our film. It's an Ant Pictures original, which is coming out on the 24th of October, 9 p.m. on Ant Pictures, which is a television channel. And I think it's an interesting initiative that television has taken to sort of bring cinema directly to people's homes. And, I was of the opinion in the beginning that ye to matlab theatrical ka zamana chala jayega, whole theatrical experience. But I'm starting to make my peace with it because I also see a lot of filmmakers and a lot of producers and storytellers are being empowered by this because it's giving them an opportunity to tell the story. And I think the theatrical business can learn a great deal in terms of content or cinema. It can benefit a great deal by learning from, say, an OTT platform and hopefully from television also, if this initiative catches on as a trend. So that will create a very conducive environment for cinema to grow within this country, and for particularly small producers and small filmmakers, small producers actually who don't have enormous resources to be able to, effectively tell their stories without having to worry about box office collection. And I bring it up in every interview because the box office business model is very rigid and ruthless.
Okay. And you started this year with a bang with Ghost Stories, then Afsos, and now you're coming with Food Fairy. So what next for you? Is there anything on your, bucket list that you sort of want to try in the coming period?
I don't have any bucket list because I feel the moment I make a list, then I'm limiting myself. So this is like, somebody very close to me once said that life is an adventure. So for me, my acting career is an adventure. I just want to keep. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I want to keep, trying things, and I don't know for how far, how long. I don't know. Remains to be seen. So a list usually limits stuff. I hope, my career also grows and I get better as a craftsman, and also my career grows. Is the only hope that I have. I was already filming something in Rajasthan when the whole COVID stuff happened and we had to stop. So I'm really looking forward to at some point really get back to Rajasthan and finish that, because there's a lot of work left. So that's something that I was very into it. I had prepared for nearly 2 months and I was really very into it and enjoying myself with it. But I will be looking forward to going back whenever they're ready to sort of go back.
Okay.
That's it.
And
I've done something in the interim. I've done something with Rajan DK. In the interim, I've done something with Rajan DK. Yeah. So, but they will tell you more about it when the time is right, I guess.
Okay. And with just 10 days left for the film Foot Fairy to release, what is it like? Are you excited, nervous?
No, I'm not that nervous. I'm a bit experienced right now. I've gone through many releases. So as of now, I'm not very nervous. Maybe on the date of the release, I'll be a little bit nervous. That's very natural, but that's okay. I'm really happy that despite theaters being we could find a way to sort of, show this movie to people. I'm really happy. I'm really grateful also that this film is finding a release, because that's the only thing that we want. I mean, you can do a lot of work, but if nobody watches it, then there's no point to it. So I'm really happy that this happened. I'm very grateful of that. So I'm just holding on to these very simple feelings right now, and baki ka baad mein dekhen.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Gulshan. It was great chatting with you. All the very best.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.